Alright, so we're on a continuation of the route. We end up going to Viridian City. Okay, end up going into Pokemon Center. Of course, I explain and I show them the Pokemon Center. You know, the Pokemon Center, it's Pokemon. I mean, I explain that and all that, but end up walking in and being here. Okay. Now, what ends up going on, is that it's way off on the concept. It's way different for the females. But Spot's right there, talking while sitting next to this old man. Sweefa's talking to this guy. And Splenda's right there, okay? Just talking to the dude in the blue, okay? Now, the guys move and the characters move so much that it's going to take too much time in the process. I'm trying to get ahead right now so we can get further. So I can explain the higher details and, you know what I mean, the more important process. So we all get our Pokemon healed and everything, okay? Right. Well, I'm getting my Pokemon healed and everything. In that same sense, you know, Spot talks to this old man. He says, "Please refill." I mean, everybody's in here, including the grandsons too. But he's loud enough to speak to us all. You know what I mean? Please feel free to use the PC in the corner. The receptionist told me so. It's so kind of her. Of course, this guy says, "There's a Pokemon Center in every town ahead. They charge no money, so don't be shy about healing Pokemon." While I'm getting my, you know what I mean? While I'm getting my Pokemon healed. Okay? So, all this sense and all these are happening all at the same time. You know, if it was a TV series or a movie, you know, this would happen and all that. Okay? He tells and says, Pokemon Centers heal hurt or fainted Pokemon. They make all Pokemon completely healthy. Completely healthy. It's important. So in this sense, we all wonder about the PC. Hey everybody. We end up going over here, of course, together, and we boot up. I boot up the PC. It says which PCs, should be accessed. And of course, it says someone's PC, Stefan's PC, and Professor's PC. Of course, I say, I think I've seen my PC before. And of course, what would you like to do? Item storage, mailbox, okay? As it says, there's no mailbox there, but what actually it is that they should add into the new game is you go to item storage, of course, you withdraw, of course, the potion that's secretly in there. And of course, in the mailbox, it says, it notifies you have an item in your mailbox also. And then it'd say, like, for mom, I tucked something in for, I tucked a little surprise in here for you from mom, you know what I mean? Of course, after that instance, we get all shocked and surprised, and we see the Professor Oak's PC. So what ends up happening is we click on it, and of course it says access to Professor Oak's PC. And it says access the Pokemon data rating, Pokédex rating system. So it's like boom, boom, everybody's Pokédex starts blinking, and all at the same time. You know what I mean? Accessing the Pokemon Dex, but instead of saying accessing the Pokemon data race, you know what I mean? So it's taking information from all of us about what we've seen and all that, which is interesting. And then it's like, good news, blah blah blah. You have caught such and, you know what I mean? So it's, of course, it says, would you like to have your Pokédex rated first? And of course, it's like, yeah, the Pokemon progress of your Pokédex is for Pokemon Scene 3 are owned. So then, in this instance, well, that's happening. What secretly is happening? It's like, congratulations, contacting Professor Oak's lab. And everybody's like, contacting Professor Oak's lab, huh? You know what I mean? And of course, it tells us Professor Oak's, hey, you know what I mean? You still have lots to do. Of course, go into every patch of grass and see what you're looking for. Okay, now that's all happening, like like all that. Okay, while it's contacting the Pokemon lab, then it's like boom, out of nowhere it connects to the downstairs lab where I said where the terrain area is, and it's like boom, the professor happens to be there, and he's like, hey everybody, no. Of course, I'm closing the link right now on purpose, but I mean, I could have did it text, of course, but I'm doing this on purpose to make things not fully text because people are going to be angry. Yeah, I ain't got time for that while I'm still here. I already got him angry in other aspects. I do. As I wanted to say though, he contacts and he's like, I see that you are. He's like, you like immediately everybody's like, we caught a few Pokemon, Professor. And of course he's like, yes, I've seen the information and data on the Pokemon Dex rating system. Congratulations, Stefan. Of course, blah blah blah. He's like, there's a breakthrough, you know what I mean? Like we're already on the brink and we're already starting the terrain the terrain world, but we need your help, Stefan, because apparently we need you to connect the link piece for it to generate. And then like, to generate, he's like, yeah, there was a reason why Pollard-Bey has brought you, and I figured it out with the assistants in the lab right now while we did research on the pink shard, which like it's like a pink shard or something. It's like practically like a megastone, but it's like a pink shard and a green shard, of course, for Pollard-Bey, and the heart scale. Okay, that ends up happening. Boom. He's like, we did the research, and apparently it's tied to you, and you're the key component that can make this happen. And, you know, we're like, oh, okay. Like, everybody's like, wow, that's cool, blah, blah, blah. You know, that's congratulations, Stefan. And I'm like, whoa, I'm sitting there in shock. Like, holy smokes. So, in this instance, I'm like, okay, Professor, what do you want me to do? And he's like, well, the first favor that I would need you to do is, 1 second, you just be patient. And then it's just like, pew. Then out of nowhere, of course, I'm like, what the heck? Like, the computer shuts off, and we're like, what? You know what I mean? What the? And, out of nowhere, a holographic point, like, right here, he pops up, of course. He's right here. Alakazam's right here. And the assistant's right here. Okay, and out of nowhere, we're like, holy smokes, he's a holograph and all that stuff. It catches everybody in the Pokemon Center's attention also. And the professor's like, oh, hello, greetings, we mean no harm, of course. And he's like, now, Stefan, I'm gonna need you to do this important favor. And then everybody's like shocked and like interested, of course, and all that. But this is big because nobody doesn't get it and understand what is happening and why, like, you know what I mean, everything backfires in the end. But this all happens right now. And this is practically the concept. That's why I'm saying, like, the beginning to the end, you know what I mean? But the professor's like, boom, all that stuff. And then he's looking at me and he's like important. Like he looks at everybody in the same sense. He tells them all in the Pokemon Center. He's like important, conductive Pokemon research. And of course, they're like, oh yeah, we understand. But in the same sense, they're eavesdropping. And the nurse, besides Nurse Joy, she's like, oh, I understand. She's, she's just sitting there. Of course, the Pokemon Center, like I said before, should be as big, two-sided. Chansey should be in there also. Now, anyway, and also, he's sitting there and he's just like, okay. He's like, yeah. He's like, we're like, the grandchildren are like, how is this happening? How are you able to see us right now? And we're able to see you. And he's like, Alakazam. Alakazam right now is using Psychic. And the Kadabra at the lab are using Kinesis to help us communicate. Everybody's like, oh, wow, cool. You know what I mean? And it's like, of course, I excel back there. Of course, it's like, it's a attention grabber for everybody else. They're like, whoa, like the old man right here that's in front of us, and Spot's on it when she sat next to him. She like, he's sitting there and he's like grinning and he's like, he's sitting there and eavesdropping, of course, and you see it in his eyes. Of course, all the old men look the same, but this guy, there's something about him. Alright? But we don't know it. We just sitting here talking to the professor. Of course, he's just listening and all that stuff. And he ends up, he pulls out a tape recorder. So he's like, the professor the old man pulls out the tape recorder, okay? Professor ends up telling us, and he's like, yeah, Stefan, I need you to do this important favor task. He's like, I need you to start the PC. And he's like, alright. And then, of course, he's like, okay. He's like, like he sees it that it says someone's PC. He's like, interesting. That will be something that you guys will look forward to in longer travels. And we're like, what? Like figuring out whose PC this is, of like the important part of who has helped create the PC realm. And everybody's like, create the PC realm? And it was like, yes, you'll see the access features that are in the PC realm, but I can't tell you who he is and what he has done, but he has helped me along my research, and he has extraordinary, exceptional Pokemon collection. He has he has exceptional Pokemon collection. And then everybody's like, yay, like blah blah blah, here's the Pokemon collection. We can find out the research about the Pokemon from him. Now, it's like, the professor's like, yes, you can and all that, but we still need to find research on the ones that we capture. Then everybody's like, oh yeah, then the assistant's like, well, that's what makes it fun. And everybody's like, yeah, I guess, okay, blah blah blah. And then the professor looks at us and he's like, well, don't you all want to make your Pokemon stronger? We're looking like stronger. And everybody's like, yeah, there's way more levels, processes than them just learning Scratch and Ember. And it catches our attention and all that, and it just sticks into our mind. But he's like, back to it though. We do not we have to get back to it. We don't have that much time with the kinesis. So then he's like, well, the communication. So then he's, he's like, Stefan, I need you to click on someone's PC. And of course, we click on someone's PC.